Okay, guys. So whenever I'm asking some question, please be responding chat box so that I can make the adjustments as per the requirement, so that it will help you, and not only you, even for all the other guys. Okay, for all our group. So today our session we are going to conduct with a group energy. Right. Yeah. Guys. So today it's a session for learning about Maven, and this is a build tool. So we will first understand about what is build process, and I will like to explain what we do in the build process and what is the meaning of automating this build process. Okay. So these things I'm going to continue in the session first. And before I start continuing about it, I'm expecting something from your end that you people have worked on IDE. Can you give me a reply in the chat box? Any IDE, it doesn't matter whether you worked on STS or maybe you have worked on Eclipse. Right. So just I would like to know that you know IDE. Hmm. Thanks for your great response. Yeah, yeah, correct. Nice. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Yeah, yeah. Coming to this concept, guys, we are now understanding about the concept called as what is build process and what is the purpose of this Maven tool. Okay. As you all aware that when you are working in a real-time project, you cannot work without using the support of a build tool, either Maven or Gradle. So basically, Maven and Gradle, guys, they are called build tools. I'm writing the names here: Maven, Gradle, and these are all called as build tools. Okay, and basically, we definitely need the support of a build tool. Okay, without the support of a build tool, it is not possible to build our application in the real time. So first of all, I would like to tell you what this build is. Okay, guys. Okay, I just want to tell you something. Okay, just a minute. I will correct my, if you are getting any back disturbance, sure. I'm just going to correct it. Just a minute. Guys, I think maybe it is going to be good for you now. I am expecting. Can you give my reply now? Is it okay for you guys? Same. Okay, that's nice. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, 1 minute.
Yeah, guys, can you check once now? Yeah. Okay then, guys. Thank you. So everybody, don't start your video. If you have any question, you can just please ask me in the chat box so that I will give answer reply. Just now we started our session. I'll explain about what is build tool and why we use it. Okay. Right. Thank you. Right. Let's go on. See, guys. Generally, uh, let's talk about what is the meaning of build first of all. Okay. What is a build process? See, for example, if you want to start a Java application, you want to create an application and you want to deploy that application onto a server. See, what is your requirement? I'll tell you. Okay, guys, your requirement is, okay, what is your requirement? Your requirement is, now you want to create a Java application. You want to create a Java application and you want to deploy it on a server. Guys, okay. Thing is what now? You want to create a Java application and you want to deploy it on a server. So what you have to do? First thing, you are just going to create a project structure. For example, if you are working with Eclipse IDE or if you are working with the NetBeans IDE, okay, or you are working with IntelliJ, right? So you generally use what? Some IDE to create the Java application. Generally, you are not creating application in Notepad or Edit Plus, right? Okay, what are you doing now? You are just creating, okay, a project in IDE. After once you start creating a project, it will provide you some directory structure, blah blah blah. For example, once you create a project, most of you people are working with Eclipse or STS, then you'll be getting some project directory. Under that SRC directory, under SRC you are creating one package, and inside the package you are writing some Java files and you are doing something. Correct. If it is a web application project, then you are just going to create. So let me explain it very clearly for you so that you will get more clarity. Okay. What you will do now? You are going to use IDE. Okay. So you will create a project in IDE. Okay, right? You'll get project in IDE. And then okay, then you are just creating the required folders. Every package is a folder that you know, right? So obviously you are creating the required folders in the project, whatever the folders that you need, additional folders you need. So you are going to create them. So first you will create the project in IDE, then you are creating new folders, whatever is required. So you will create, guys, new folders if required. Okay. Then what you do? You will start writing your Java code. You are writing some Java files. Okay. And whenever you write a Java file or a class, automatically the IDE is compiling it. Right? It's compiling it. So once it is compiled, okay, observe it, guys. This is general process I'm talking about. Without the support of the build tool, what is happening? You'll get a project in IDE. You will get a new folders if required in IDE. Right? Then you will write the Java code. Okay. And of course, since you are working with IDE, IDE is compiling it. Okay, you are not compiling it manually, but IDE will do that compilation. Okay, right? So basically what's happening now, the code is compiled by IDE. With the help of course, with the help of our Java compiler. And once the code is compiled by IDE, then the next step is what you want to deploy it now. If you want to deploy your project into a server, you have to create. IDE will not create. No, you have to create. What you have to do now, you have to create a jar file or a var file. Correct? So then you need to create a jar or var file for the project. Okay. So jar stands for Java archive and var stands for web archive. You create a jar or var file for the project. Okay. Then you can deploy. Now you can able to deploy the project on a server. Okay. So for example, somebody is asking here, what is jar or var? Basically, I can tell you answer in a simple way, guys. Okay. In a simple way, what I can tell you guys, if for example, you created a project with 100 Java files, you have created a project with 100 Java files. So how do you deploy this project onto a server? First, you have to compress, like, for example, very simple way I can tell you guys. For example, okay, you have 10 documents, but you want to send an email with all these 10 documents to your friend. So thing is what generally, instead of adding these many attachments, you can do one thing, you zip them, create a single zip file with all the 10 documents, and you simply send this zip file as an attachment to your friend. And so that your friend will unzip it. It is an easy process. For transferring multiple files as a single file, you are zipping it. Similarly, when you are deploying the project onto a server, you compress all the files of your project into a jar file or a var file. Jar stands for Java archive. Okay. And web stands for, var stands for web archive. So you are just going to compress them into one file and you are deploying it on a server. Once you deployed on server, server will take care of unzipping. Like how your friend is going to unzip your zip file, server will take care of extracting that jar file or extracting that var file. You don't need to worry about that. It is an easy and convenient process for the application deployment onto the servers. Okay, guys. So these are all the steps you have to follow. Now the question is, guys, I would like to give you an important thing. Guys, please understand here. I'll tell the importance of build tool. Now the question is, suppose I have created the project in Eclipse. Okay, in Eclipse. Now, okay, I have shared this project to you. Okay, I have created this project in Eclipse and I have shared this project to you. Okay, but you have NetBeans ID. but you have NetBeans ID. Okay, and you want to open it in the NetBeans. Okay, question is, will you get the same project structure? Will you get the same project structure in the NetBeans? Is a question, guys. Will you get the same project structure in the NetBeans? Yeah, I'm observing all your chat messages. I'm observing all your chat messages. Okay, so please respond. Yeah, some people are responding with yes. Some are Gopal is saying yes. Ram is saying no. Venkat Ji is saying yes. Okay, Dayanand is saying yes. Neeraj is saying no. Can't say. Rajnikant is saying like that. Don't know, never used NetBeans. Okay, I'm not talking about NetBeans. Whatever the other ID, maybe IntelliJ ID. Okay, many other people saying no. Yeah, yeah, good. Yeah, guys. Answer is no. Yes. Yeah, Aman is asking questions, sir. Maven is only used to build Java application. Maven is more than build tool actually. It is called a project management tool. We'll use it for site documentation also. So currently we are discussing Maven is only for build tool. Okay. Our discussion is only restricted to build tool purpose. Maven has other uses also. Okay. We can use project management tool as Maven. So, but currently our session is to talk about Maven and build tool purpose only. Okay. Okay. Guys. So finally answer is no. Why? Because every ID will follow a different structure or a directory structure for the projects. Okay. Come back to the point again, guys. Now my requirement is I want to create a Java project, and my project, if I open in any IDE, suppose today I am creating it in Eclipse, tomorrow I want to open in NetBeans, or tomorrow I want to open it in IntelliJ, but I would like to get the same project structure. Got my point? My requirement is today I want to create one project. Okay. Today I want to create one project in one IDE. Tomorrow I want to open it in other IDE, but I want to get the same structure. Otherwise, if every IDE is following their own structure, I am getting confused. I am getting confused. It is taking more time for me to search for my files. Right? My requirement is like that. And second requirement, I'll write the question here. Okay. Guys, my second requirement, I want to automate this build process. I want to automate this build process means what? My requirement is automatically the project structure should be created. Okay. Automatically the required libraries for compiling the project or for compiling the source code must be added to the class path. You people know that, right? Majority of the people, suppose if you want to compile a Java file, sometimes, not sometimes, many times, you need some jar file in the class path. What you have to do? You have to add that jar in the class path, setting the class path. You know that, right? If you are working with IDE, then you are calling it as build path, configure build path. You have an option for that. Correct? Yes. Okay, I'll try to tell you. First of all, understand what is the purpose of a build tool. Okay, understand the purpose of a build tool. So what are you supposed to do? First, you have to download the libraries. If you want to add them in build path, first you have to download. Na? So first you download the jar files. Then you add them in build path. Then your code is compiled successfully. Sometimes you need a jar file. It is not required at compilation, but required at the runtime. Means at the runtime also, some other jar file may be required. Now you need to add that jar file again. Right. Hope you guys are getting. Okay. Hope you guys are getting what I'm trying to say. Right? Some jars are required at compilation, guys. Some jars are required at runtime. What you have to do? You have to download them. Okay. What I did 1 month back, I have downloaded. After downloading, I kept in some folder, but I forgot it. Today, when I'm doing the another application, again the same jar files are required, but I forgot that folder where I kept my files. I have a doubt. I searched for some time, 10 minutes I spent. So many folders are there in my application, in my system, in my drive. I searched for some folders, but I couldn't find them. I couldn't find them. Clear? Then what I did is, I did something like this. Okay, let us download it again. Anyhow, Google is offering it free. Let's download. Means what? See, already I downloaded the file. It is stored in my hard disk. It is occupying some memory, some space. Again, I'm downloading it. Same jar file, one more time I'm downloading. Means what? Again, it's occupying. So means what? I'm wasting the storage space. Right. Of course, nowadays internet is cheap. Leave about internet cost. But your device storage space is wasted and your time is also wasted. Correct? So the concept is, when you are building an application, when you want to create a project, what are the steps you have to do? Sorry guys. What you have to do? Simple. You have to create the project structure. You have to download all the jar files required. Okay, you have to compile by adding the jars in class path. Okay, after compilation, if you have any test cases, suppose using JUnit, if you did some kind of unit testing code you have written, then download the testing related jar files, add them in class path, then compile and run the test cases. And after that, okay, at the runtime, maybe some other jar file is required, like driver jars are there, like Oracle driver, MySQL driver jars are there. We don't require them at compile time, but we need them at runtime. Right? So then what? You have to download them again, add them in the class path, then run the application. And finally, you want to create a jar file or var file, then you can deploy it on server. This is what manual process. What are you doing manually? You are creating the project structure. Please understand me. Okay. Yes, guys. You are creating the project structure. Okay. You are downloading and adding the jar files in the class path. Okay. Then you are compiling. Of course, IDE is compiling on behalf of you. Nothing but you are compiling. Okay. Then again, you are adding some other jar files at class path for compiling and executing the test cases. After that, you are again adding some jar files in class path to run the application. If it is working fine in your machine, then you are going to create a var file or a jar file manually. Then you are deploying it. Guys, I will iterate all these points, but before that, I'd like to ask all of you, please give me a response in chat box. Have you understood this point or not? Thank you. Guys, thanks a lot. Very good. Nice understanding, guys. Let me write them. It will help you, right? I'll write. I will write. Okay. So I would like to ask you, I would like to write here, what is build process? Okay. This is what called as build process. Okay. What is happening? What are the steps in build process of the applications? First, you create the project structure. Second, you write the Java code. Third, you download the jar files and add them in class path for compilation. Fourth, then you compile the source code. I'll read all these points to you. Please listen. Fifth, you download and add the jar files required to compile and run the test cases. Then you download and add the other jar files required to run the code. Then you create a var file or a jar file to deploy it in the server. Are you getting my point, guys? I'm talking if you are not working with the build tools. These are all the steps you have to do. Somebody is written in the chat box saying that, sorry, we add a dependency something. Okay, guys, I'll tell you what it depends, because it's a concept of Maven, na? But I'm talking about without Maven. Okay. Step 1. Okay. Create the project structure. Step 2. Okay. Write the code. Step 3. Compile. Okay. Compile. Of course, before compiling, add jar files required in class path. Fourth, compile. Fifth, add jar files required in class path. Why again? This time, compile and run the test cases, JUnit test cases. It is a fifth point now, so this 6th point. 7th point, guys. 7th one. Okay. Add jar files required to run the application. Execute the application. Okay, if it is a server-side application, finally you are going to create a var file or a jar file for the project, and you are going to deploy it. Create jar or var file to deploy. Deploy means copy it on server. Okay. Yeah. Everybody, please try to stop your video. Okay, just unmute your, mute yourself, mute your video, and just try to listen me. Okay, guys. Yes. Yeah. Many of you people are getting 3rd and 5th points are same, or maybe 7th point also looking like same. Okay. You are getting like 3rd, 5th points are looking like same, but there is a difference. Third point is for compiling the source code. Fifth point is used for test cases. Test cases means we use JUnit tool for doing that. To write the test cases, we use JUnit. We need to add the dependencies, nothing but we need to add the jar files of JUnit. Right? Guys. So basically, this is totally called build process. Now, what is our requirement? We want to do automation. What does it mean? Understand clear, guys. Automatically, project structure should be created. Automatically, jar files required in the class path must be added. Automatically, code must be compiled. Automatically, jar files required in class path should be added. Automatically, it should compile and run the test cases. And automatically, jar files required to be added to execute the application. Automatically, this var or jar file should be created. Tell me what I want automatically. Listen here, guys. Code I will write. I will create my own packages. Okay, in the code, some classes I want to keep in package A. Some classes I want to keep in package B. I want to create the code in different packages, na? Okay, for my convenience. So, package I will create. Okay, but I'll write the code. But I want to get project structure automatically. I want to get jar files required to be in the class path automatically. My code should be compiled automatically. My test cases should compile and execute automatically. Able to follow me? And all the jar files required to compile my code and to run my code should be downloaded automatically. You guys need to understand this point clearly. Okay, I want project structure to be created automatically. And this project structure should be remains the same in every IDE. Today, I am working with Eclipse. Tomorrow, I may work with IntelliJ. If I open this project in other IDE also, I want to get the same structure. Not in their own structure, right? Not in their own structure. I want to get in the same structure. Correct. So this is the first important thing. And I don't want to download because you might have observed. Suppose you are downloading one jar file, but actually that jar file contains some group of predefined classes. But maybe that jar file requires another jar file also. Dependency, this we call it as. Suppose a.jar is there. A.jar depends on b.jar. So I have to download a.jar and b.jar and I need to keep them in class path. So it's going to be definitely a very difficult task. So try to get my point, guys. So tell me, guys, okay, so far I've explained, now I'm writing. Now I'm writing. Guys, my screen is visible to you, right? My screen is visible to you, right? Thank you. Thank you. Because somebody has written in the chat box that I can't able to see the screen. That's the reason why I'm asking, guys. Okay. Thank you. Yes. See, now understand here what I want. What I want. I want this. Okay, I want this. Number one, project structure should be created automatically. Number two, all the jar files required to compile and run the application should be downloaded. Should be downloaded and added to the class path automatically. Third, okay, source code should be compiled automatically. Generally, this happens by IDE. Okay, source code should be compiled automatically. Next, guys, source code should be compiled automatically. Test cases should be compiled and execute automatically. Okay, right? Jar or var file should be created automatically. It's my requirement. What my point is? This is my requirement. I want this. If you want all these things automatically, then you have to use build tool. Answer. Answer. Use the build tool. Use a build tool to do all these things automatically. Guys, so what are the build tools we have? We have 3 build tools. All of them are from Apache only. Under Apache license only they have released. Get my point? Use a build tool to do all these things automatically. Okay, what are the build tools we have? Guys, we have Ant, Maven, and Gradle. Okay, Ant is from Apache. Maven is also from Apache. Gradle, DLE, guys, it is also from Apache. So Ant, Maven, Gradle, all these are from Apache. Okay, Ant is very old one. Okay, still very few projects you may find with Ant. ANT stands for another neat tool. ANT. It is the only one having abbreviation. So don't ask me what is abbreviation for Maven and Gradle. They don't have any abbreviation. Only Ant has abbreviation. Ant stands for another neat tool. Okay, I will explain the difference and I'll explain, guys. Another neat tool, Ant. Okay, guys, if you are working with Ant, you are going to write one XML file called build.xml. That XML file is very lengthy. Generally, XML is a bit complicated. In naturally also, XML is a bit complicated concept. Everybody, Okay, try to understand my point, guys. It is bit complicated because in ant a lot of XML configuration you need to write. That XML file sometimes in the project may be containing 10,000 lines, guys. You just believe me. Okay. In one of the projects I've seen, guys, everybody try to understand what's the point I'm saying now. Okay, got my point? So that XML file itself is having more than 10,000 lines. That much complicated. So initially, you know, these are all some of the old tools. Maybe you have observed the tool like Ant, or maybe you have heard about a tool called CVS, concurrent versioning system. Of course, nowadays everybody is working with Bitbucket, GitLab, GitHub, or SVN. Guys, but the CVS, concurrent version system, CVS. Okay, and CVS, these were very old tools. I mean, these tools nowadays, you see, we need to take 90% of the what tools we used, not the 10% of the tools used in the industry. Correct? So that is very complicated. Actually, that because of that reason only, what next happened is under Apache license, the other tools evaluated like Maven and Gradle. Initially, Maven came, after that Gradle came, but for many years, the people habituated to use Maven as a build tool. And that's the reason why almost many projects are using Maven as a build tool. That's what the tool you have to learn. If you know the Maven, then you can easily work out with the Gradle. You can learn by yourself. Okay, you have just little bit changes required there, but more or less, Maven and Gradle looks like same. Okay, so why Maven or Gradle is given? Because there is a huge XML configurations required in Ant, and that too we need to write it manually. So automatically that XML is not generated. You have to write manually with your own hands. Okay, you have to write that build.xml file manually. And that is the reason why the people are vexed with Ant. Maybe I'm saying that 10% projects may use currently even because that project started very long back. Suddenly they cannot change. But we have to take 90%. So 90% of the real-time projects are using Maven as a build tool. Guys, Maven is most popular one. Why? Simple example, guys. Maven follows convenced over configuration. I will let the point here, guys. Please understand me. Please understand me. Okay. Ant for the first build tool, but it is complicated because of XML configuration. It is not simple XML because of huge or large XML configuration. I can use this word better. Okay. So Maven and Gradle are given. This Maven and Gradle, they need less configuration, but follows more convention. I'll tell you what the meaning of conventions, guys. Okay, Maven and Gradle, somebody is asking what's the difference between Maven and Gradle. More or less, both are same. In Maven, you have XML. In Gradle, you don't have XML. There is a Gradle file is there, build.gradle. Maven has less XML file. I mean, short XML file will write in Maven. But in Gradle, no need of writing XML. If you want to build your application without writing any XML, to build your application, we don't want XML, go for Gradle. In Gradle, you don't have XML. Okay. There is a file, build.gradle, one file is there. That is not XML file. It's like a text file. Okay. So, more conventions is followed. What is the conventions here? See, what are the conventions? Whenever you are writing source code, you should provide the source code. Means you should locate the source code in SRC. In the project, there is a SRC folder. Under SRC, there is a Java folder. Under that, okay, SRC has main folder. Under main, there is a Java folder. So Maven or Gradle, both are going to search for the source code in src/main/java. And they are going to locate the test cases at src/test/java. Right. And other resources, maybe SQL files, properties files, or some other kind of resources required. They are going to be located at src/main/resources. I'll write the conventions in the project. Okay, right. So what are the conventions followed? Let me give you guys. Okay, let me give you. Maven follows. Look at this. src/main/java. This is for source code. That's a convention. src/test/java. This is for test cases. src/main/resources. This is for, we can say, other files. Resources means we can say other files. I mean like properties files or SQL files or even some XML files for that resources. Other resources. Yes, properties file, YAML file. You are correct. Any. Okay. src/test/resources. Generally, this is for resources for test cases. Okay, like this, Maven and Gradle will follow naming conventions. Okay, now let me tell you, whenever you create a Maven project, how the project structure is going to look like. And we are working with Maven, and a very important thing is every Maven project is going to contain one file called pom.xml, which is project object model, and this file is a predefined XML, but we add some dependencies in that. I will explain how do you write the dependencies in that. Okay, what is group ID, what is artifact ID, what is version. So we are going to learn it. pom.xml, which stands for project object model. That is the heart of the Maven project. If that file exists, that project is Maven project. Otherwise, it's not a Maven project. Maven cannot build that application if it doesn't contain pom.xml file. It is predefined file. Whenever you create the project, pom.xml file is created. You open the file, you add the dependencies. How to add the dependencies? I will explain you. Okay. And the dependencies are nothing but jar files. Okay, I will give you the important things what you have to learn with respect to Maven. Okay, just try to understand the point. Okay, try to understand the point what I'm trying to tell you. So come to the point, guys. Okay, very good. Now let us try to understand how do we download it. Okay, how do we download? See here, guys. Everybody, look at this. Here you have maven.apache.org. Guys, listen here. So this is a Maven website. Go for download. Okay, and you are finding here, because I'm working with Windows OS, I'm going to download the zip file. Source and binary, two types are there. Go for binary zip file. Download the binary zip file. Currently we have 387. Okay, download. Just click on the zip file. A zip file is getting downloaded here. Correct? A zip file is getting downloaded here. And once it is downloaded, now we will extract it. It's almost going to complete now. Okay, I do not want to pause now. It's going to be downloaded. Once it is downloaded, okay, now it's downloaded. What I'm doing now, I'm extracting it. Extract to. Okay, I will do it at the downloads location only. I want to say okay. Done. It's downloaded. Where is my Maven now? In downloads. See, there is a folder created, Apache Maven so and so. Inside that again there is a folder created, Apache Maven. Inside that there is a folder called bin. Do one thing. Copy this bin location. Control C. Go to system variables. Environment variables is there, na? System variables. Of course, I'll give you the point. Click on environment variables button. You can choose either user variable or system variable. That's up to you. Up to you. Either you go with user variable or you go with the system variable. It's up to you. I'm going with the user variable, or you can go with the system variable. No problem. Right. I'm going with the system variable or user variable. Select the path. Edit button. New. Paste it. Okay. Done. You know path setting, na? Java path setting, you know already. Right? Same thing. Same thing happened. Guys, same thing happened. What I do now? Open the command prompt. Just type mbn -- version. mbn means Maven. -- version. Enter. If you are getting this type of response, which means that your path setting has done perfectly. If you don't set the path, then you won't get this answer. And do remember, open the command prompt after setting the path. Okay, what I did now, I just downloaded zip file. I have extracted it. I have downloaded, I have extracted, Then I have copied the location up to bin folder. Okay. Then I have opened environment variables. Then I have added this location to the path variable. Then I have opened command prompt. And I have used a command mbn space _version. Got it, guys? Finally, what you got here? Some response, Apache Maven, and you are working with this Windows 10 operating system, AMD 64. So you are getting now? And I'm using Java version 1.8. Guys, is everyone have understood about how to set the how to set up the Maven in our system? How to set up the Maven system? Yes, I'll copy it. I'll copy it. Yes. Yes. Tell me what I did here. How do we set up? Better word. How do we set up? How do we set up? Okay. Set up Maven in our system. So how do we set up Maven in our system, guys? Point number 1. Visit apache.maven.org to download Apache Maven binary zip file. Whatever I did, I'm writing. Okay. You have seen that already, right? Source zip file is there. Don't download it. Okay. Binary zip file only. So what are you doing now? Download the binary zip file. What do you do next? Extract the zip file. Okay. Then what? Then what? Add the Maven bin folder. Location of bin folder of Maven to the path variable. I mean system variables. Correct? The path variable. Next, what do you do? Guys, what do you do? Open a command prompt. Now check. Okay. Run the command mbn -version. Guys, till now, are you clear with this? Or have any doubt? If you have any doubt, of course, you can directly ask in the chat, no problem. Okay, guys, correct. Thank you. Now let's go. Thank you. Next. But one thing to note, guys, this command prompt you have to open after setting the path. If it is already opened command prompt, then that path setting will not reflect here. Okay. So this point should be, make a note of it in your mind. Okay. Open a new command prompt. This command prompt you have to open after path setting, not before. That is what you just clear. Make it clear. Next. Okay, guys. Coming to project structure. Okay. Now, from now onwards, we call our project as a Maven project. Okay. Of course, we are creating a Java project only. Okay. Everybody getting my point there? Okay. So of course we are working with a Java project only, but we are calling them as Maven projects. Right. Now I like to explain you. Every Maven project is going to have some coordinates. They are called project coordinates. So command prompt, you no need to open in admin mode, guys. Okay, somebody is asking about difference between path and class path. I think this session is not a good session or suitable session to answer this question. So in some other sessions, maybe you can get the answer for them, guys. Okay. Thing is basically try to understand my point. So we are calling them as Maven projects from now onwards. Every Java project, whatever we are creating, we are calling simply Maven project. So we are going to start the Maven project. Okay. Right, guys. Let's move on. So every Maven project is going to have some project coordinates. Let us understand the coordinates. It's important one, guys. You people need to know about it first of all. First, I will talk about what are the project coordinates. Okay. Then I will talk about what are the templates. They are called archetypes. Okay. Then I will talk about the project structure. Then I'll explain something about pom.xml with the dependencies and the dependency scopes. Okay. Maximum of the things I will try to cover. And what is the Maven lifecycle, Maven project lifecycle? What are the different goals in the project lifecycle? These are all I need to explain. One by one, I'll explain bit a faster way. Okay. Right. Initially, you have to start with the session. You need to understand about the concept now. So that's the reason why I have given bit slow explanation. But now onwards, we are going to move a bit faster. Okay. Let's move on, guys. So point is now you'll understand about. Okay. What are the project coordinates? Guys, I'll tell you. One is called group ID. Other one is artifact ID. Okay. Third one is version. Fourth one is packaging. Guys, these four are basically called as the coordinates of the Maven project. What are they? Group ID, artifact ID, version, and packaging. Okay, guys, I'll explain what is group ID, what is artifact ID, version, packaging, everything I'll explain. Okay, but first these four are called coordinates. First one is group ID. Okay, see, as you know that you are creating a project for a client. You are creating a project for a client. Or maybe a project is created for the internal purpose of the organization. Okay. That project may be for the external client or maybe for the internal client. But whenever you are creating a project, okay, a group ID indicates a unique ID to identify the client. Because you people know your company has many clients and your company is providing or defining or creating software for multiple clients. Okay. And even for one client, your company is creating many projects. Got my point? So to identify all the projects created for a particular client or particular organization, we are going to provide the same group ID for all those projects. Maybe you are creating one project for that client or maybe multiple projects for that client. Or maybe you are creating project for your internal organization only, for internal use. So guys, you might have understood about this, right? You got my point, right? Group ID, right? So how to identify them uniquely? There is a group ID. So group ID is nothing but a unique ID used to identify the projects of a client. See, for example, assume that only for an example I'm talking about. For an example, okay, I am creating a project for the client Verizon. The project is for the client Verizon. So what I do now, I will use reverse name of their domain name as a group ID. Means what was the group ID? com.verizon. Okay, if I am creating two projects, for example, two projects I am creating for the client Verizon. Guys, understanding my point? Projects are different projects, but the client is same client. Means what? Those two projects are having same group ID. That group ID can be used to uniquely identify all the projects of a client. It's very important. Many of the people are blindly just writing group ID, but doesn't have the exact meaning of what it is. Guys, have you understood me? Please give a reply in chat box. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Please. Okay. Sure. I'll explain. No problem. Yes. Many of the people respond yes. Sekhar. Almost everybody respond except one two people. Thanks. Guys, listen to me. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. 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 I'm repeating. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll explain. See here, guys. What I'm saying, group ID. Okay. Group ID means a unique name. ID means just name only, na? Unique ID used to identify the projects. Unique ID used to identify the projects of a client. Okay. See, guys, I'll explain. Please understand me. See, example. Okay. Example. Okay. I am working in Infosys. Okay. And I am creating project for the client Verizon. I am working in Infosys and I am creating the project for the client Verizon. Okay, right? So now I will use group ID for the project as com.verizon. Why com.verizon? Generally, reverse name of the domain name. So their domain name is verizon.com. Verizon.com, their domain name. What's the reverse name I'm using? com.verizon. Is it clear? Now is it clear? Yes. Yes, very good. Yes. Suppose now I'm creating two projects for Verizon. Verizon is a client. I'm working in Infosys and Infosys is creating two projects for Verizon. Two projects they are creating. Okay, maybe one is for a back-end application, one is for a front-end application. They are creating two. Are you getting my point? Everybody, please try to understand. Okay, right? Because understanding is important. Okay. Next case. Artifact ID. Basically, artifact ID means we can say project name. Okay, artifact ID basically is project name. With this name only, your final outcome comes. Your var file, jar file comes with this name. That's what called as artifact ID. Okay, artifact ID means your project name, or I can say your final var or jar file name. That's what the project name. Okay, right. That's what called artifact ID. What's the next one? Version. Okay, some version. Version of the project. And packaging. What does it mean? You can just go with a jar or var. Whether you want to create a jar file for the application or var file. Generally, web applications means you are creating var file. Okay, if it's a distributed jar application or service you are creating, then it's a jar file. So packaging type can be either jar or var. These are called as what? Coordinates. Okay, are you clear? I think now you got clarity on this. The 4 coordinates: group ID, artifact ID, version, packaging. Okay, I'm just going to, I'm just going to open ID and I'm just going to show you. We are creating about it. Okay, right? So in the version, somebody is asking about snapshot. I think you know about. Prashant is asking about this. Yes, I'll tell you. Generally, in a version, you are getting the words like snapshot, release, like that. Snapshot means not yet finalized. When a project is when a project is not yet released, it is under different phases in the dev, in the test, or in the UAT. It has a version snapshot. But if once it is finalized, before it is going to production, we will change the version as release. So generally, while working with Maven, we have 2 words: snapshot and release versions. When the project started, it is snapshot. Okay. Get my point clearly? Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Prashant. Thank you, Prashant. Yes. Okay. When the project is once started, before it goes to final stage of release or production, it is having the word snapshot in the version. Snapshot, you are finding now 001 hyphen snapshot, like that. Maybe whenever you are creating a new Maven project, if anybody has worked it, you might have found it, right? 0.0.1 hyphen snapshot in cap letters. Okay. Thank you. That's nothing but development. Just before it's going to be released, we are going to change it to release. That's all. Okay. Right. Nice. Good. Thank you. Let's move on. We will go ahead. Sure. So you got up to this point, guys. Now we are understanding about next. One more thing to understand about what are archetypes. Okay, guys. Durga Rao is requesting see my question. Can you write the question once again, please? Can you write the question once again so that I will answer? I didn't saw your question. Sorry. Can you repeat the question? Write in the chat box. I'll answer. Okay, guys. Now we are talking about archetypes. Guys, meanwhile, I will continue the session. Okay. Let's come back to the archetypes. Everyone, guys, please understand that I told you Maven automatically create the project structure. Maven automatically create project structure, right? So It will create src main Java, src test Java under the project. There is a file called pom.xml. That is a main file, which is called the project object model. Automatically structure is created. For creating the project structure automatically, Maven has given archetypes. Okay, guys, I'm answering to Durga Rao. You can see answer. Okay, guys, coming back to archetypes. I repeat my point here. Maven has given different templates. Okay, generally, you know, for example, you want to create 10 objects for a class. 10 employee objects you want to create. First, you are creating a template called employee, and for that template employee, you are creating objects. Correct? Similarly, what Maven has given for creating the project structure, Maven has given some templates. Now you no need to create one by one folder, right click new folder, right click new folder, nothing. You know of doing all these things. What you can do now? You can use one template. Who gave the template? Maven. That a template only called what? Archetype. So what is archetype finally? It is a template which you can use it for creating the project structure. Sir, I want to create simple Java project. I want to create a web application project. I want to create a project with React. I want to create a project with Angular. Okay, many archetypes are there. Maven has given, in Maven you can find different archetypes. Choose the required archetype. Okay, everybody understand this point. But mostly we use two archetypes only. Even though there are plenty of archetypes are there, but many archetypes are there, we use only two mainly. One is quick start. That is for creating simple Java projects. Other archetype is web app. That's for creating web application projects. So archetype is nothing but what? I'll show you. I will show you. Okay. What is archetype? Archetype is nothing but, already here guys. Archetype is nothing but, archetype is a project structure. Is a template for creating project structure. Everybody understand this. Archetype is nothing but what? A template for creating the project structure. Okay. I'll tell you now. I'll tell you. I'm writing here. Guys. Okay. We use mainly two archetypes. One is Maven archetype quick start. Second one is Maven archetype web app. Okay. First one is for creating simple Java projects. I'll write here for simple Java projects. And what about this one? This is for creating web application projects. Okay. So there is nothing more to discuss here. It's just for creating a template for creating the projects. So we use mostly two things. One is Maven archetype kickstart. Second one is Maven archetype web app. Okay, right? Now I will show you by opening with our IDE. I'm just using Eclipse just to show you. And very important thing is Maven will download everything from the central repository. So make sure that your system is connected with internet. Mostly while working with Maven, you need to connect your system with internet. Do remember this point. Okay. Right. I'll tell you. Suppose you already created one project. Tomorrow you want to create again similar type of project. And at that time, maybe if your system is disconnected also no problem. But when you are creating that project for first time, okay, that kind of project you're creating for first time, you must have, your system must be connected with internet. Because Maven will download all the required libraries, everything from central repository. I will tell you next point, like what is a central repository and what is local repository. There is a remote repository also, but I'm not going to explain anything about that. I'll explain about the central and local repositories. Clear? Okay. So something I would like to take. Okay, something. I'm just launching the Eclipse. So we'll just wait for once it is launched, and we will come to understand about, how do we create by using the archetypes. I'll show you. And you will also understand pom.xml. pom.xml stands for project object model. So I will just write meanwhile the point here saying that pom.xml. This is an important file, guys. Pom.xml. Okay. Actually, POM stands for project object model. Okay. And I can say that it is a main file for Maven projects. Okay. And I can say that Maven can build a project if it has or if it contains pom.xml. Because otherwise it will not recognize. Okay. Otherwise it won't recognize that it is a Maven project. So this build tool cannot build it. It will only build the project if it has pom.xml file. You got my point, right? You got my point, right? Sure. Now let us see, guys. Okay, I have opened a new workspace, no problem. See here, everyone. I'm just going to the option file, new Maven project. See, if anybody is missing this option here, go to this project, or even you can go to other option. Your wish. Your wish. Okay, file, new. I go with the project, or file, then new. Then I can go with the Maven project. In the first window, there is a checkbox automatically selected, use default workspace location. Okay, keep it like that. Go with the next. And here, wait for approximately 30-40 seconds. Yeah, even not just within 10 seconds only I got the answer. You got lot of archetypes. These are all archetypes. So many archetypes are there here, guys. You can see many archetypes are there. Correct? Different projects, different archetypes. Kotlin, okay, for Angular, for different types. For different types. You are getting so many archetypes. These are all archetypes. But these many we not remember, and simply go to this filter box. Type here Maven -archetype -kickstart. Okay, and you got 3 search results. Maven -archetype -kickstart. Okay, choose the last one. Artifacted is what? Maven archetype kickstart version 1.4. org.apache.maven.archetypes is a group ID. Okay, just select it. Maven archetype kickstart. choose the group ID from Apache Maven. That's better one. Click on next. Now look at this, guys. Of course, you got the next window with the group ID, artifact ID, version. This is not packaging, it's a package, your Java package. Okay, whatever you found, you can, it's your wish. Okay, group ID, artifact ID, version. Okay, I'll use group ID. I'm creating a project for Ashok IT. So com.ashokit, ashokit.com, say is a website, domain name. I would like to reverse it. Generally, group ID is a reverse of domain name. Ashok IT. com.ashokit. Group ID. Artifact ID. Yes, I can give some name. For example, 01-project. Or you can give some other name, simple project, something like that. 01-project or simple project. Some name I took. Okay, version. By default, you'll get 001-snapshot. Maybe when you are working with this word, you're getting snapshot means not yet finalized. When initially when you are creating, it is snapshot. Once the code is completed, tested, and before it is going to deploy in server in the production, it's good. The version is going to be changed to release. That's what the snapshot and release concept. And package. Okay, I want to use my package name com.ashokit.hello. This is package, not packaging, just package, Java package. Say finish. Just wait. For first time, Maven is downloading. That's what net connection required. You can see it is downloading all the required things from the central repository. I'll tell you what is a central repository and what is local repository and what is a dependency. Okay, I will just explain all such kind of things now. 3-4 points I'll explain about Maven so that you will get some idea, an overview of the Maven build tool, how we can work with this guys. See, it's downloading from the internet. Nothing but it is downloading from the central repository. I'll tell you what is the central repository. There is a remote repository also there, but I'm not explaining about that. Local repository, I'll explain. Central and local. Remote repositories you can only understand when you are working in the real time. Okay. So it will take a bit time. That to first time when you are working with in the system. Okay, I cleared everything and I want to show you from beginning. So that's the reason why it is taking a bit time. It's going to download, but it will take a little bit time. Okay, right. So meanwhile, so thing again, I want to tell you that whenever Maven is downloading the required things from the central repository, Maven will download and will store them in the local repository. Okay, what does it mean then? So next time, it will not download the same files again. It won't waste your system's memory. It won't waste your time also. And even it won't waste your internet. It won't increase your internet cost also. Because it will download for only one time. Correct? It will download for only one time. And it will store that downloaded things into local repository. So there is a central repository, remote repository, local repository. I'll show you the location of local repository, but basically what you understood, there are 3 types of repositories in Maven. Okay, repository means just a place like a database. Like a database, repository is nothing but a place where you can store the files. Okay, Maven maintains all the Java related jar files, okay, plugins, everything, whether Spring, Hibernate, struts with various versions, other tools like JUnit, everything, or driver jar files like Oracle driver, MySQL driver, PostgreSQL driver, DB2 driver, everything. It will maintain all the Java related libraries and versions in central repository. That Maven will take care. That's called central repository. From that repository, those files are downloaded to my local repository whenever I am using them. How many times they are downloading? One time only. See, there is some download is happening in the console. You can observe here. Okay, it won't download every time, but for first time, because you are creating this type of project for first time. If you are again creating similar type of project second time, already available, downloaded and available in the local repository, it will use from local repository only. So Shivani is asking about plugins and dependencies. Okay, again, that's a big story. Generally, you can feel that plugins are nothing but small softwares. Plugins are nothing but small softwares used by Maven to do some task. To compile your code, to run your test cases, it will use some softwares. They are called plugins. Surefire plugin, compiler plugin, jar file plugin, var file plugin. Different plugins are there. Okay, good. So everybody is observing. It is taking some time also. Yes, really. But it won't happen for every project. First time, whenever you are creating a new project, then Maven will download all from central repository and will store them into local repository. And second time, next time when you are creating same type of the project again, similar project, then it will use everything from local repository and it won't download it again from the central repository. Okay, it's asking me, I will type yes, why? Yes. I got a message called build success. I got a message. What my message? Build success. Yes. Okay. See guys, please understand me. I am going to my system. This is a default location. C drive. Users. My username of the system is admin. You are finding one folder called .m2. Is it visible to you guys? Can you reply me? .m2 folder visible to you? Thank you. Thanks. Yes. Open this .m2. It is a .m2. Folder name is .m2 guys. .m2. Open this. You are finding a folder na? Repository. Got it? Everyone? Okay. Now this is called local repository. This is called local repository. Have you seen everyone guys? Very good. Okay. Again inside this. Okay. Again inside this. I'll show you the location, please. I'll tell you the location where it is. This is local repository. Now it is downloaded in many plugins, jars, it's downloaded. Where it is stored, all these things, Maven has stored them into this local repository. What's the location of local repository? See here. C drive, users, username. My username is admin into my machine. And there is a folder called .m2. And it has a folder called repository. Correct? So this is a repository. And inside this, there are some folders created. Leave about that. Again, it's a big story. I would not want to go into much about that details. Okay. But this is a local repository. Got my point, guys, clearly? See once again, guys. There are 3 types of repositories are there. Okay, I will explain. 3 types of repositories are there. Okay, first let me show you. See, guys. Okay, I will increase the font size so that you can able to. Okay, just I will go to font. I will increase the font size, guys. Please just wait for a second. $11 or $12, okay, better. Now somewhat better now. Next. Okay, even I will increase the font size also. Just a minute. The text font size also will increase. Okay, 18, 16 better. Guys, look at this. You see here. This is the project created 01 simple project src/main/java src/test. You got it now. See here, there is a file created here pom.xml, and first thing understand that the src folder on the bottom, src folder on the top, both are same. It's a shortcut. See this, if I open src main, if I open main java, correct, the same thing is available here as a shortcut src/main/java. It's a quick way. You can quickly reach this place here. No need to open src, then main, then java. You can directly go here. Got my point? And what is my project? See, whenever we create any simple Java project, automatically hello world program is created. App.java file is created. See this. What's my package name? com.ashokit.hello. One Java file is created. App.java. Hello world program. Simple. Hello world. Just to print hello world. Okay, we'll remove this line, this file, and we will write our code, whatever is required, just for an example. Okay, right, understand. Next, src/test.java. This is for test cases. The same package created, app test. Of course, here you need some JUnit related. This is JUnit concept. It's not required for you now currently. In some other workshop, you may find out that. Okay, right. So src test Java, src main Java. This is for source code. This is for test cases. Currently, we are not working on test cases. The same thing. Both are same. src here are same. These are quick links. Quickly. But resources folder is not created. If you require, you have to create manually. And first I want to open this file, pom.xml. Open this file. Pom.xml file is opened here. Look at this case. Pom.xml file is opened. Okay. See, this is the group ID, com.ashok IT. This is the artifact ID. This is a version. Okay. But actually, by default, it is giving 1.7 version. But generally nowadays we are working with at least 1.8 version. I can do one thing. I can change the compiler verse source and target to 1.8. Or you can change to 11 also. Or 17, whatever you want. 1.8. This is the file. You are not writing this file, guys. It's an XML file, but you are not writing it. It's automatically created. Don't worry about that. Just what I did, I have changed the version to 1.8, compiler source, compiler target. Remaining, keep it as this. This part important, dependencies, this section important. Already, there is a dependency. Okay, don't think about this. You are just beginner. Keep it like that. Keep it like this. No need to touch this. Whatever you want, you write above or below of this one. I'll tell you dependencies. Okay, right. Look at this, guys. I've changed it to 1.8 version now, but still it is showing me 1.7 here. You can see the mouse cursor. What should I do? Right click on the project. Go to the option Maven. Now you just click on the update project. Say OK. Now observe here, guys. Now earlier it was 1.7. Now it is 1.8. So hope you guys have identified it. You got my point, right? Next. Listen to me. Yes, correct, guys. Yes. Please listen to me now. You got it now? Next. Currently, I have only src/main/java. But suppose if I want src/main/resources, actually resources folder is not automatically created, but I need it. I want to store some properties file or YAML file. YAML means YML or YAML extension, or some SQL file, database.sql file, something. Data.sql file. I want to create them. So where should I store them? In a folder called resources, but it is not created. If it is not created, you have to create. Where should I create? Go to src. This is main. Under main already Java is there. But what is not there? Resources is not there. Resources is not there. Sure. I will create resources manually. Right click on main. Go to the option new. Folder. Folder name. Resources. Finish. See here. Resources. New folder created. Again update this project. Now see, guys, you got the shortcut here. You can quickly go to resources here. Remember, folder name must be resources. Don't change the names. Resources only. Okay, not resource. Some people may confuse and write resource. No, it's not resource. Resources. You got my point, right? Very good. See here, guys. Once again, I want to create another project. Okay, this is a simple Java project now. Suppose I want to create one more project. Okay. File. Go to the option new. Maven project. Next. Wait for 10 seconds. Probably it depends on your internet speed, system and all. Okay. So here I am typing Maven. Archetype. Click start. Select it. Say next. Okay, suppose it is 02. Second project 02. Simple project. Or I say something dummy project. The same group ID, but different artifact ID. And okay, package name is com.ashokit.app, something. Finish. This time you have to see, guys. Observe it now. Observe it now. I just clicked on finish. But it won't take the same time like how it is done. See, I'm already getting yes. Why? Done. See, guys. See the first time, first project, second project. for first project, it has took some time. But for the second project, it just took 20 seconds only. And again, same project structure, everything got created. Guys, you understood my point, right? Which means what? Already the plugins, sorry, the plugins, the jar files, whatever is required, all those are downloaded and already kept into local repository. Correct? So that's the reason why now it is directly using them from local repository. Once again, it won't download from the central repository. So what are the points I want to give you first before I go ahead with the next concept? Look at this, guys. I will add one point here. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, guys. Okay, what are Maven repositories? One is central repository. Second one is remote repository. But this we will not discuss over here. You will understand in application environment real time. Next one is local repository. Okay. What central repository? Okay. Central repository maintains all the Java and related tools and frameworks, libraries, all Spring, Hibernate, Struts, blah, blah, blah. All the Java and related tools and frameworks, libraries of all the versions. Everything, drivers, everything. Okay. This is central. Central repository is a common one. Remote, I'm not talking about it. Remote repository will be used in the real time, actually. I mean, it's like configured in the real time. When multiple projects are created in the real time, then they create one remote repository from there, because they won't allow your system to connect directly with the outside world. One remote repository create like a proxy. That basically when some time, then you can go through that. Local repo. So it is created in every developer's laptop. Laptop, I mean system. Okay, so what Maven do? So Maven downloads the required libraries, plugins from central repository, guys, and stores them in local repository. Okay. While you are creating a project for the first time. I think you have understood my statement. I think you might have understood about my statement. Okay, na? Plugins from central repository and store them in local repository while you are creating a project for the first time. What happens for the next time? Okay. So for the next time, if you are creating a similar project again, then Maven will use the downloaded libraries and plugins from the local repository itself without downloading them again. I think you got clarity on this point. Guys, understood everyone? Yes? Under same, not under same group ID, guys. Similar project, I mean, archetype kickstart with the version 0 something. You got my point? That's what the meaning of that. Renuka Chauhan is asking this question. Similar project, I mean that one. Archetype kickstart, archetype web app like that. Yes, yes. Okay. Very central report. That is website, sir. It is located in the web www. Central repository means MVN central. Maven central. See here, guys. Better I will show you. Okay. Just a matter of second. Maven central. Sir, everybody. Everybody. Guys, this is the Maven central repository. mbnrepository.com repos central. This is central repository. Okay, that's called mbn repository, means Maven repository. And you can search for your libraries. For example, I want to search for Spring -context. Okay, different versions. Directly also we can search. This is called central repository, mbn central. Okay, that's what central repository. Yeah, good. Generally, suppose I want, for example, Oracle driver. For example, guys, Oracle driver Maven dependency. Whenever I type like this, I'll get a link here from mbn repository. I'll open. I'll open. Okay, and I will just copy it. Something I will open the version. Now I'll copy. Dependency tag is there now, group ID, artifact ID, version. I'll copy this and I'll paste into my pom.xml file. A bit concept is there. Okay, but for the time being, I'm explaining like that. So what is the basic concept you understood now, guys? You understood something now? Right, very good. You understood a lot of things today, right? Good. So it will download from the central repository. Will store in the local repository. Next time you are creating same type of project, will only use from the local repository. Means what? It is not wasting the memory. If you are downloading, but you are forgetting where you kept it, again downloading the same file, you are wasting your system memory. But Maven will not do like that. And one more Maven advantage is what? If you are telling the Maven, download this jar file, it will download the other related jar files also. That is what transitive dependencies. So it is a big word as of now. Okay, because you will understand about this when you are going to more practical. Okay, but basically we will understand about what the dependency tag. Okay, this is important one. So generally we have the dependency tag in the pom.xml file. Already dependency tag is there. Correct, guys? You can see dependency tag is there. Insert this where a dependency tag. Okay, dependency tag contains mainly 4 child tags: group ID, artifact ID, version, and scope. Okay. Okay, for some time, let's have a good discussion on this. Yeah. Every project has pom.xml, no doubt. If you're creating web application project, then also pom.xml file is there. Okay, I'll show you that next. Okay, see, you are working with some Spring project. You need Spring jar files now. But if you're creating Maven project, then you no need to download Spring related all the jar files from internet and no need to maintain manually in your system. Because you are creating Maven project. You will add a dependency tag. Dependency means it's nothing but the jar file required for the development of your application. That's what the meaning of dependency. What is the dependency? Dependency meaning it is a jar file, nothing but library required for the development of the project, development and even for execution of the project. That's what the meaning of dependency. Okay, see here. Let me write. Everybody can understand it easily. See guys. Suppose I'm writing dependency. There is a child tag called group ID. See, I'm writing example. For example, I'm writing as org.spring framework. This is a group ID for the Spring jar files. Close the group ID. Then we have something called artifact ID. Say for example, Spring-context. Okay. This is the artifact ID. Nothing but name of the jar file. This is the group ID that is given by Spring Framework people. Of course, with this group ID, there are many jar files are there. Spring-context, Spring-AOP, Spring-TX. Okay, many version. Say 5.3.7 by dependency. Got it? So this is the way of writing the dependency tag. Dependency is nothing but what? Dependency is nothing but a jar file. A jar file required for the development of the project. Development even for execution also. For both. To develop and execute the project. That's what dependency. What are the child text of dependency? Group ID. Maybe this is Spring dependency. Maybe 2-3 dependencies also required. You can repeat dependency tag, again dependency tag. So for example, you need MySQL driver dependency. You can add a dependency tag with the group ID, artifact ID, and version. First time when you are writing this, what Maven will do? Will download from the central repository and will store it in the local repository. Next time it will use from local. But changing the version. Today you are using 5.3.7. Tomorrow you are using 5.3.9. Again you'll download. Because it is not available now. Means what? First Maven will go to the local repository. If it is available in local, we'll use it. If not, it will go to central. Guys, I'll tell you about the scope. Just wait. Anant, you just wait. I'll tell you the scope. But guys, this point is clear. Is everyone has got the clarity on this, guys? Okay. I'm very thankful to you because you are all, with much patience. Okay. You are just listening to the session almost from the last 2 hours without even a single break. I appreciate you. I appreciate that you are hunger. Okay. You are in hunger in learning this tool. I understood that. And you are also responding very quickly. Right. Yes. Yes. Thanks for your patience. Guys, just wait for some other time. Just wait for some other time. Okay. Just for some more minutes. I will conclude. Okay. I will conclude. Next time I'll put a bigger session for some more. But currently, okay. I'm just adjusting as per the requirement and I'm going forward. Hope you are understanding what I'm trying to tell you. Okay. Yes, guys. Thank you. Observe here, guys. Yeah. So this is group ID. This is given by Spring Framework people. And this is the jar file name. And this is a version. Basically, understand this point. This point, everybody, please try to get it. So dependency is nothing but I can say it is nothing but simply it is a jar file required for the development, means for the compilation and even for execution. Required for the compilation or execution, even for both also. Okay, for compilation or execution of the project, of the application. That is basically called dependency. Hope you people have got. Okay. It is not the class file. It is jar file, guys. Jar, JAR. It is not class file. If there are, for example, 10 classes are there, you group them into jar file. Jar file means zip file. Better. Okay. I mean, that is something. Somebody is asking how to convert WebLogic into Spring Boot. Yeah. We have at the time of creating the Spring Boot project. If you select file type as var, automatically one Spring Boot initializer class is created. So with that, you can deploy your Spring Boot application onto any server, JBoss, WebLogic, blah, blah, blah. So that it is not the right session for that, but still I can give you some idea on that. Okay. So see, you will not get anything, guys. Just add the dependency tag. Guys, you add the dependency tag, it will download automatically. Okay. Just understand me. See, I will go here. Please understand me. Guys, I will add dependency. In which file? Okay, don't forget the file, pom.xml. What's the tag? Dependency. Where do you read this dependency tag? Under this dependencies, you have group ID. Group ID. org.spring framework, for example, guys. Okay. Next, I have something artifact ID. Spring hyphen context something. Just for example to show you. And version. Say 5.3 something 5.3. There are many versions are there. I'm using 5.3.7. Okay. What I will do now? I will save. Control S. Control yes. Now you can see, guys, it is downloading. See here, downloading. Who is downloading? Maven is downloading all the related jars. Done. First time it is done. Second time it won't download because it's already there in my local repository. This is a way of writing the dependency tag. Everybody, have understood my point? Right? How to write dependency tag? Is it clear? Yes. Yeah. Nice. Cool. Next little bit small more point is there. Okay. I won't eat your time for more, but please allow me to take for another 15 minutes. Okay. In 15 minutes, we'll try to conclude the session. Is it okay? Thank you. Thanks. Yeah, guys. I would like to tell you. Look at this, guys. If you observe this dependency stack, if you observe it, please observe it. I have not written scope as a child tag, but here already there scope. Actually, I also need to write, but I have not written. Okay, because if suppose I don't write the scope, the default scope is compile. So let us understand, compile is a default. Test is one more because you are observing it. Scope, test, you are observing it. Compile is a default. Okay. Provided is one more. Provided is one more. Runtime is one more. Okay. So what are the 4? Actually 5 are there. System is also there. I'll also cover lifecycle. That's what I am asking to take 15 minutes more. Definitely. I'll cover the life because without lifecycle discussion, this Maven session becomes incomplete. Thanks for remembering me, but definitely I'll cover. Please. Okay. Maybe you are getting some error because of your version is not matching. It's not downloaded it properly. Suppose if it is not downloaded properly, go to local repository, delete this jar file, try to download again. Sometimes download your network issues are there. Okay. So go to the local repository. If it is half downloaded, but some network issue occurred, not fully downloaded, go to local repository and delete that spring-context folder. In the local repository, you can find this folder. Delete that folder. Again, save the file, pom.xml. Will download again. Just give one empty line like this, empty line, 1 or 2 lines, save it. It will download again. Okay, that's a trick to do. Okay, coming to the point, guys. I'm just telling you, there are, for the time being, I'm telling you guys, there are 4 dependency scopes. So please go through them. You will understand. What are the dependency scopes is? One is compile, which is default. You just please go through them. I will just write it here. Second one. Okay, please understand. Compile, and we have, I said already, runtime. Okay, provided, I'll write here, provided and test. Okay, and lastly we have system, that is to use from your local machine. Okay, getting my point everyone, guys? Compile, default one means if I don't write scope, observe this, I have not written scope tag here, means compile is a default scope. Compile means it will be used for both compiling and execution. Okay. Gopal is asking about Lombok dependency. Generally, Lombok dependency has this type of issue. In Spring class, you will understand Lombok dependency configuration is different. Okay. Lombok has that problem. But Lombok solution will get only in Spring class. Currently, I can't explain you. I'm sorry, but it takes more time for me to explain. Lombok dependency to manually add. Download and keep it into local repository by yourself. Then add it into your pom.xml. It's a reverse process. Lombok has a small problem like that. Sometimes it works, but sometimes it will give error. After 79%, it will be keep on 79 only. It will never complete. If you wait for 1 hour, 2 hours, finally we are going to shut down our system, right? So solution is a different one. Okay, good. Okay, I will give my email ID. You can just send. Of course, I'm giving my email ID to all. To everyone meeting, I'm typing in chat box. Okay, just you can send an email to me. I will give you a reply with the step-by-step process what you have to do so that you can solve the Lombok dependency problem. Okay. Don't expect the response immediately now. The return mail reply. Expect the reply today at some time, maybe in the evening. Okay. Right. So guys, please go through these dependency scopes because you can understand what is compile, what is runtime, what is provided, test and system. I have given the names. Please go through Google and you can find out that. Okay, right. Yes. See, I have given my mail ID. Just you can, when you have a doubt, anything which is related to Java, no issue. Even if you ask me any core Java doubt also, I will try to explain by sending a written email. Okay, no, nothing to worry. If you have any query, really you have a doubt related to something, you can just send a query to my mail ID. I will give a reply on that. Okay, guys. See here. Let's continue, guys. Please go through these dependency scopes. Hope you can easily understand about it. Okay. Hope you can understand it. Okay. Next one more thing, guys, I would like to talk is lifecycle. Okay. There are different goals, or we can say phases in the life cycle. They are called life cycle phases. Okay, see, I will show you here itself because it's better to explain you. Okay, please just look at this. Actually, I don't have any much big code here. Okay, but anyhow, okay, I don't have any much big code here, but I have one project. Say 01 simple project. It has a Java file called app.java. So second one I'm deleting because it's only created for explanation. Okay, I have one project. Okay, inside this I have a Java file, app.java. But my requirement is now I want to compile this. I want to compile this and even I want to run this. It's a Maven project now. Okay, there are some life cycle goals for the project. The goals are, means at each phase, there are life cycle phases. We can say goals are phases. At each phase, something will happen. For example, I'll show you. I will write first. For example, there is a phase called validate. Okay, validate means just Maven will check pom.xml file is there in the project. Is it a Maven project or not? Is a directory structure is looking good or not? It will validate. That's what validation. Validates the directory structure. I'll explain this. Directory structure. It will validate it. I will show you. Next, there is a goal called compile. This is one more phase. It will compile the source code. Okay. Now places the, I'll show you all these things. Okay, places the classes into target folder. There is a target folder there in the Maven project. You can see that target folder here. Currently, the target folder is empty. If I open this also, it won't open because there is nothing in this. You can see the target folder here. This is compile. Suppose test means what it will compile and run the test cases. Just for test cases only, not source code. Test cases. Okay, currently we are not looking about that. compile and run the test cases. Test, validate, compile, test. Next, we have something called package. Package means it'll create a jar file or var file for the project. Packages the application into jar or var file. Of course, it depends on packaging type. Okay, that's called package. If I say install, means it will package the application into jar or var file. Install means it will store this jar or var file into local repository. Adds the jar or var file to the local repository. Suppose I am creating, see here guys, I am creating two projects. Second project depends on first project. Okay. So somebody is asking, yeah, package order. Yes, correct. In Java folder, you have packages now. You can create a DAO package, controller package, service package, your own packages. You can group them according to your packages. Okay. No need to keep everything in one folder. SRC main Java is a location. And inside that, you can create 100 packages, no problem. Different packages for different files. Your wish. That is your requirement. That's your project related requirement. Correct? You can do it. Yeah. Thank you. So guys, these are all step-by-step process. See, for example, there is package install. I no need to execute one after the other. Okay, I need to execute one after the other. I can directly execute the last one. If I'm executing the last step phase, which means one by one completes, then file reaches to install. Everybody, I think you are getting my point. Okay, see guys, I'll show you of course, but anyhow, see here. For example, this is what last point which is important. These last points are important guys for you. Observe here. See guys, for example, I'm typing in my command prompt mbn space install. If I type this, you know what is happening? Validation completes, compilation, compile, test, package. All these are done. Then install. If, for example, I'm typing mbn test, what will happen? Validate, compile, both will be done. It's a hierarchy now. Validate, compile, test, package, install. Suppose if I say package, what will happen? Yeah guys, let me show you. Guys, if I write, please understand, if I write mbn package, tell me what are the goals executed here is validate, compile, test. All are done, then package. So no need to type one by one separately. Just you can execute the final goal. For the final goal here, package. Okay. Then first it will start validation, then compilation, then testing, then packaging. I think, yes. Observe here. Okay, right. Listen to me now. Okay. There is a special goal. I'm writing here, special. See, you already packaged it. You already packaged it. Okay. You got the new jar file or var file you deployed in a server, but you did some mistake. And you want to correct the changes now. You want to correct your mistakes. You did some changes. After doing the changes, you have to clean the previously done. Previously, whatever the phases are executed, whatever the files are generated, you want to clean them. You want to clean them, right? Everybody. So what? There is a goal called MVN clean. Clean means what? Whatever the files created in the previous build. In the previous build means whatever the classes created, whatever the jar files or var files created, all those are gone, removed. Got my point? That's what clean. So very best thing that everybody has to do, execute is always whenever you are working with any Maven project, you have to execute this command. This one command you execute. MVN clean install. Guys, this one you practice. This goal part, Charan is asking, where is this goal part inside pom.xml file? It's not like that. See, these are the Maven lifecycle goals. Each goal is done with the support of a plugin. Maven compiler plugin, Maven surefire plugin. I will show you. Okay. There are different plugins used by Maven to do these tasks. One goal means one task. Compilation is one task. Testing is one task. Packaging is one task, like that. To do the task, okay, to do the task, there is a plugin. Okay, observe it. So mostly what command you use? Mostly you have to use MVN clean install. Two goals at a time you can execute. Don't give comma, space. First clean, then install. Means again start from validate, compile, test, package, then install. Everybody, have you understood about the last command, guys? Give me a reply. Now I will show you practical. I will show you practical now. Yeah. Phases and goals are same. Yes. I just used the two words. Goals means phases only. Life cycle goals are life cycle phases. Yeah. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Everyone. See, guys. Two things to understand. Directly in the IDE only, you can run these goals. Okay. See. Let me show you, please. Right click on the project. Run as. Okay, na? Maven build ... You can see this option, right? You have seen already, it's highlighted. You can see where I'm right clicking and what is the option I selected. Next, what option I selected. Okay. You got a window now. In this window, you type the goal. For example, I'm writing compile. Just let us see what happens. Compile. Run. It will take bit time because downloading now. Yeah. Now you got the output build success. I'll show you. Just I want to increase my console. You got build success. See this Maven compiler plugin used to execute this goal compile. Got my point, guys? But where is a class file? You got build success, correct? How much time taken, everything is good. You refresh the project, refresh, right click, refresh. After you refresh, you just open the target folder. You just open what, guys? Target folder, open it. Target folder you have to open. Right? And in the target folder, okay, you have different I'll show you with the package concept, okay? But there is a compiler plugin. Okay, so it has done something. Leave over that. This folder has got something. I'll show you more. How? See, let me do one thing. Right click, run as. Again, same Maven build dot. 3 dots are there. See, for example, I'm typing package. Package means what? Validate, compile, test, correct? Then package. Run it. Yeah, it is downloading because it needs so many things in a first time that too. Next time it won't do, but first time it will do. Yeah, I got, see, there are many plugins are used. Maven jar plugin used. Many plugins are there, okay? It will use, see, Maven compiler plugin, Surefire plugin. This plugin is for compilation, test. Test means compile, test cases. Okay, compiler plugin for test compile, compiler plugin. Resources plugin. So it will use different plugins, guys. Don't worry. But once after we got build success, what's the next step to do? Right click, refresh. See, once you click refresh, you can see, guys, one jar file created. Your project artifact is 01 simple project version 001-snapshot.jar. Okay, I did it. But later what I found is some lines of code is missing. And I have opened my Java file example. And I added another line of code. This is missing earlier. And now I did it. SOP. Bye-bye. I did it. I've done some change, right? I've done my change. But this jar file is already created. I have to recreate now because I did some change. Then what should I do? Yes, exactly. Clean. Somebody is written. Suman, correct. Right click. Run as. Maven build dot. What do you have to say? Clean. Only clean is okay. First I'll experiment with only clean. 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 The goal what I'm executing, clean. Done. Refresh the project. Refresh the project. F5. See, now the target folder is empty. Why? Cleaned. Everything, whatever is created, everything gone. Now again, package. Package. Yeah, guys. You got it right? Now again, once again, refresh it. You can see here, you got again all the folders and your jar file. First of all, this is important. You got it right? But I am doing 2 times now, clean first, then package next. Why should I do like I can do it at a time? How can I type both at a time? Right click, run as Maven build dot. Goals. What are goals here? Clean, space, package. Just run. If you only compile, it won't affect into the already created jar file. You only compile, code compiled because you did some change. But that compiled code is not there in the jar file. Na? So you have to again package. So first clean the previous one, start the new one. Run. Now see, two I'm doing at a time. What and what? Clean and package. Clean space, not comma, space. Okay. Lastly, before I conclude the session, guys, we are doing it in IDE, but in the real time, generally, we don't do it like this in IDE. We always execute this from command prompt. How do we do that? How do we do that? So first find the location of the project. Go to right click on the project, go to properties, see the location. Okay, my project is here. I'll copy this location. This is my project. It is my workspace in D drive. Okay, copy. Cancel it. Cancel the window. Open the command prompt. Go to that location. See, this is my project location. Na? It's my project. This is project. It has pom.xml. So here I will type. What I will type? MVN clean install. This is how we do in real time. Means we don't execute it from IDE. Okay, the errors and all we will rectify it. Okay, no compiler is provided. You are working perhaps rather than these problems I can resolve. I mean, by setting the Java home, that's okay. Okay, but this is the way how do we run? This is how we run. Guys, what I do? I will open my command prompt. I'll type the command MVN space clean space install. Basically, this is how we do. Okay, whatever error I got now, that you won't get. For that, I need to change my path settings. But generally, we don't do it in IDE. We do it from command prompt. So hope you guys have understood. This is what generally we do. Whenever you make any changes in the code, you will just open the command prompt. Then you're typing this command. MVN clean install. Mostly install only. Otherwise package. There is a space. So I think you got at least some idea. I think you got some details about how I can work with Maven and how I can just install and how I can work with Maven and what is dependency and what is pom.xml, all these things, right? Hope I think you got a good clarity on this, whatever so far I've explained. Yeah, guys, with this knowledge, you can explore. See, I told you, right? I told you there are scopes, compile, runtime, provided, system, test. Please explore them. Please explain. Please explore about those things, okay? And most of the things I've covered. Most of the things I've covered. Whatever is required for the developer, most of the things I've covered. Okay. I will add, of course, in the class notes also, if about the scope, definitely that as Narayan is requesting, okay, I'll do it. But I think you might have understood, guys. Can I expect that? Have you finally satisfaction is important, right? Because you have invested your time. So investing money is not, time is more precious than money, right? So you have invested your time, and even I have also invested my time and energy also. So to give you some knowledge which I know within this limited time. Actually, I can give you this Maven session. I can take for the whole day. Another 3-4 hours I can explain. But within the time limit, whatever is required, I tried my level best to give you the whatever the knowledge that is required mandatory for you. I did that. Okay, I'm just expecting like that, but you need to say whether it's reached to you or not, or whether you satisfied it for this or not. That you need to. That response is a boost up. That is what energy, right? Okay. Thanks, guys. Everybody is responding with positiveness. Okay, it's very useful. Yeah, yeah. Thanks for your all compliments, replies. This is energy for me. This is energy. Okay, okay, guys. Keep on growing. Keep on growing. Don't waste your time. Keep on growing. Keep on learning some new things. Okay, keep on learning new things because you are a great Java developer. Yeah, please join us with our groups. Okay, definitely we'll share the notes, Santosh, definitely. So please join us with our groups and we will try to provide you. We'll try to provide you as much as that you can. Okay, yeah, sure. We'll conduct Gradle workshop also. You know, whenever in 1-2 weeks, we'll try to plan that. Okay. Yeah. Somebody is saying, yeah. Guys, actually, this session is really actual session planned by Raghu, but due to he's having some, his health is not good. That's the reason why he suddenly told me that, okay, can you take the session for this? Okay. So then I said, okay, because you are all having an expectation and you want to learn something. And suddenly if the session is cancelled, it may be a disturbance for you. That's the reason why I have took the session and maybe I have provided, okay, the valuable, whatever is knowledge required for you. Right? Yes. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Thanks. Yeah. My name is Sekhar. Yeah. Somebody is asking your name is Sekhar. Yeah. I'm Sekhar. Yeah. My name is Sekhar. I've been in this Java for last around 17-18 years. It's not 1 or 2 years, around 17-18 years. Yeah. Thanks, guys. That's the session for today.